2 or 3 years ago, the government decided it was time to give local television another go because lots of the people that had tried it before hadn't been completely successful. And in order to do that, they created a new national network of terrestrial capacity. So the new attempt to make local TV work is based on Channel 8 in most of the UK. But if every one of those new channels had to build its own infrastructure, its own playout, its own multiplexing, its own network management, it would have been an incredibly complicated and expensive process. So our approach, the COMUX approach, was to build one control centre where you can provide all of those services once, and that's what you see behind me here. Well, we looked at a lot of systems integrators, and there are a lot of great SI companies in Britain, that's true. But what we got with TSL was an ability and a desire to work with our incredibly concertina timescale. Our licence was only awarded at the very end of January, and we needed by the end of the year to have this up and running. So to get that in place, we needed a systems integrator who would work extremely fast, and our timescale kept getting concertinaed, and the flexibility that we got from TSL was outstanding.
TSL were great when it came to delivering the project, because the first indications on the timescale was that we wouldn't have enough time to deliver the project in time for our launch. So we asked TSL to go away and look at the way that the project was being delivered. The project manager came up with some innovative ideas, and the TSL delivered on time for us.
From contract signature to actual handover was only 18 weeks, which is really quite an achievement for a system of this size. The design phase was a lot of hard work. We had to make sure that it was meticulously planned so that when the wiremen arrived, they could be handed the documentation and they could get on with it, and that we could be sure that once all the equipment arrived, we were going to suffer minimal errors.
We asked TSL to design the systems to support up to 40 channels.
We wired for 40 channels and installed 19, which means that the scope for flexibility is there in the future as well.
And the wireman there put in all that cabling because we knew that once we go into air with lots and lots of channels, to go along and introduce a whole load of new cabling into the equipment room to expand it for new channels would be a nightmare.
The installation team were on site here for 5 weeks, and in that 5 weeks they installed all 20 of the racks and over 18,000 metres of cabling.
From a technical perspective, this is an IP-based network on a scale that no one, I think, has built before. So from end to end, from each local TV licensee's site to here and then back out to the relevant transmitters, everything is IP-based, and that's a first.
From concept to handover, this project's been an absolute pleasure to work on, and it's amazing to think that from this room here in Birmingham, we're now transmitting to millions of homes across the country, bringing local TV to the local people in the areas where they want to see it. I hope it goes from strength to strength, and TSL is so proud to have been part of it.